Vai. Dovrebbe essere andata.
Perciò stiamo trasmettendo su YouTube.
Andiamo adesso.
Ok, andiamo?
Sì, vai.
Ok.
Scusate.
Niente. Hello everyone. Thank you for joining us. We are broadcasting a presentation of the new board for the Distoxble X310 of Leica. The board was developed by Siwei Tian, which has joined us for this presentation. And Siwei is an electronic engineering. He graduated at the Beijing University of Aeronautic and Astronautics. Is particularly interested in hardware design and embedded system, and it's a caver. Since 2014, it has been caving very much in these years. So he has a perfect background for this kind of job, developing, picking up the work started by Beth Heb and continuing it and developing and probably pushing it further. So thank you, Siwei, for coming to us, and I will let you talk about your work and what you did. So please go ahead.
Okay, I just made an update of the old board, Oliver Landot and Bit Hip's board. As we all know, the Disto X2 is obsolete for a lot of chips, a lot of parts obsolete. I changed the old obsolete parts to a better one, to a newer one, and make some improvement as I shown several minutes before. Do I need to show the Disto XBLE again in front of the camera?
Yes, excuse me, just a short translation for Italian audience. Siwei ha preso il progetto di BEP e l'ha migliorato perché ormai era diventato un po' obsoleto, parecchi chip erano fuori produzione e l'ha preso, l'ha migliorato e adesso ce lo mostrerà. Ok, go on.
And the Disto XBLE, in the point of user's view, it almost keeps the same user's habits as the old Disto X2. And for the charge board, I changed the charge board from micro USB to USB-C. And another thing is, yeah, I also changed the Bluetooth module from SPP to BLE. With the new BLE module, the power consumption decreases a lot. Which means longer endurance of the battery. Users can use longer for cave saving, for cave survey.
Ok, in breve ha detto che tra le modifiche che più riguardano l'utente è che il connettore adesso è USB-C, che è più moderno, e soprattutto ha cambiato il chip Bluetooth, che usa Bluetooth Low Energy, e che consuma meno e quindi permette di usare il dispositivo più a lungo. Grazie. Thank you. Go on.
And I also changed the accelerator sensors from to a newer one, which has less non-linearity errors. Thus, it has a better performance. It takes me around 5 to 6 months to do this job, and many thanks to BitHip and Oliver Landau's help, their technical support, and I redesigned the PCB board hardware and make many big changes on the firmware, on the firmware codes.
Ok, ha anche usato dei sensori più nuovi e soprattutto ringrazia Ebe e anche Landolf per l'aiuto e il supporto che gli hanno dato nel redesign della scheda. Thank you. Continue, please.
Do I need a presentation of the new Distoxble XBLE again, such as making some shots or other operations?
Yeah, you can show how it works. Actually, on the outside, from the user point of view, it's just like the old Distox, the usual one that we have. The big changes are inside, are in the board that goes in.
Yeah,
so
and at least it will not become obsolete anymore, because I choose a lot of chips with longer life cycle, with longer life chips. I guess it will not become obsolete. At least maybe for the Bluetooth module, maybe for 5 years it will not become obsolete.
Wow.
Even though it becomes obsolete, I can change it to alternative parts quickly. I think this situation will not happen.
Ok,
And I'm sure.
Ha detto che la vita dei chip che ha usato sarà più lunga, per cui per almeno 5 anni non sarà possibile continuare a produrlo, e inoltre si prevede di poter sostenere lo sviluppo e le eventuali modifiche che serviranno. Per cui non è pensabile che non vada fuori dall'uso così in fretta come è stato per la scheda vecchia. Continue, please.
And for the TopoDroid site, thanks to Marco Corvi, he has developed a new TopoDroid that is suitable for the Distoxble. It works well.
Ha detto che, questo già l'avete immaginato, si integra, TopoDroid è stato aggiornato per integrarsi con il nuovo protocollo Bluetooth Low Energy del Disto-X. Thank you.
Yeah, and we have made a calibration for the new Distoxble, and it seems to calibrate it turn out to be a good result.
Per quanto riguarda la calibrazione è come prima e si ottengono dei buoni risultati come prima. As a matter of fact, I can confirm this because I tried a couple of calibrations and I got an average error below 0.2 degrees in both of them. And they agree quite well one with the other. That means a cross validation one against the other gives an indication that the expected precision of the instruments is below 0.3 degrees. In italiano, effettivamente la calibrazione è come prima e si riesce a calibrare molto bene. Io ho già provato a fare un paio di calibrazioni e in entrambi i casi ho ottenuto un errore medio inferiore a 0,2 gradi, forse un po' perché ho un po' di esperienza, e le due calibrazioni validate una contro l'altra mostrano una precisione di contenuta entro 0,3 gradi. Please continue.
And another thing is, as we all know, the Leica X310 is also becomes obsolete, and we can only buy pre-owned or used Leica X310 now at the market. And I really worry about it. Maybe for 2 or 3 years, we cannot buy any pre-owned or used Leica X310. I don't know what the situation in Europe, but in China, we can still buy some used Leica in the electronic market or online online shop. But
we can find some used X310 in Europe as well, and but the best deal I found was 170 euros. There are many offers for they are well above 250 euros, but there are not so many. So it's getting kind of hard to find them. Is here as well.
Okay, it only costs 70 euros. Oh, that's cheap.
No, 170. 170.
Oh, okay. 170.
170. 170. Yes.
Okay.
Which is.
And I also have a long-term plan. After the Leica becomes completely obsolete, I may design a rangefinder, or maybe the first way is to find a rangefinder, but the second way is to design a rangefinder completely by myself. Now I'm looking for laser modules manufacturer, and I'm also looking for some factory that produce keep.
Ok, dice che è ben cosciente che l'X310 andrà a essere sempre più difficile da trovare, e però ha un piano a lungo termine di trovare un produttore di un distanziometro che può usare, oppure di fare proprio lui un design della parte che riguarda con il laser. Ok, you can continue. What happened? Wei? I'm sorry. Oh, there was a problem. Here is back. Okay. You had a connection problem.
Yeah. It seems the connection disconnected, and now it's okay.
Yes. Well, do you have anything else? Or
no. Did you hear what I said just now? Because there's a connection problem.
No, maybe you can repeat it.
Yeah, I just said I had that plan. It's a very huge work, so I don't have a very specific plan on it for designing a new rangefinder, but I have that plan now. It's a long-term plan.
Yes, I imagine that. Ha detto che ha questo progetto, ma è un progetto a lungo termine, perciò nell'immediato è meglio prendere la scheda che c'è e che funziona. Thank you. Continue, please.
I think that's all for my.
That's all. Okay.
Yeah.
That's all. So, maybe I'm pretty sure that there will be question for you.
Sì.
Sì. Ok, go ahead, Marina.
Luca Pisani chiede quali sono le differenze principali che introduce rispetto alla vecchia scheda. O se si tratta solo di una scheda nuova con componenti diversi.
Ok, there is a Luca asked, what are the major differences between your board and the previous one, or if it's just a board with different components? So you probably explained that somehow before, but could you say it again? What are the major differences between your board and just focus on the most important differences between your design and the previous board?
I think from the user's point of view is not very big difference, but the old is out of product and for most part obsolete. Maybe the biggest difference is the Bluetooth module. It's the Bluetooth module changed to Bluetooth low energy, and maybe, but most character is the same.
Mm-hmm. But you previously you talked about the sensor, the acceleration sensor, no?
I changed some sensors, and it turned out to be a good performance.
Ok.
C'è un'altra domanda, Marco.
Sì, ma prima devo tagliare in italiano, no? Probabilmente. Dice che dal punto di vista utente non ci sono tante differenze. È cambiato il Bluetooth, che è diventato low energy, e questo l'utente lo potrebbe vedere in una riduzione di consumi. E poi ha modificato anche i sensori, ma ha verificato che hanno delle buone performance quelli che ha usato. Okay. What's the next question, Marina?
Da Arnaud Mallard chiede se il Distoxble funziona con la vecchia applicazione Pocket Topo, quella usata con Windows mobile su PDA, e se la calibrazione è la stessa del vecchio Disto.
Okay, I can answer this one. The question was, does the new board works with the Pocket Topo, the application developed by Ebe? I can ask this, that it doesn't unless Ebe update the application for the Bluetooth low energy protocol developed by Seaway. And the calibration is just the same. You have to do the 56 shots around the cube or even more. And the computation of the calibration is the same, as well as the coefficient that you have to write into the Distox, the calibration coefficient that you have to upload into the Disto, those are the same. Allora, in italiano, non funziona con Pocket Topo, a meno che Ebe aggiorna Pocket Topo con il nuovo protocollo. Per quello che riguarda la calibrazione, sono uguali, la calibrazione è sempre uguale, basata su 56 coefficienti, 56 tiri presi in giro nel cubo, e i coefficienti di calibrazione sono gli stessi, hanno lo stesso formato. Any question? Other question, Marina?
Ce n'è ancora una, di Sandro, che chiede come mai hai scelto di cambiare il protocollo di comunicazione, e si chiede se con il nuovo protocollo vengano passate più informazioni rispetto al passato.
This is a good question. Sandro asked, why did you change the protocol, of course, and he wonders if with the new protocol there are more data transmitted from the device to the application.
Sorry, I beg your pardon. You said I changed the protocol.
Yeah, he asked, why did you change the protocol? Of course, because Bluetooth low energy
because
is much different from the classical Bluetooth.
Yeah.
But he also asked whether you transmit more information with the new protocol to the application.
Because SPP, the Disto X2 adopts the SPP profile, and the BLE profile is completely with SPP, both for the especially in the Android side. Some protocol can be changed, should be changed for it's for BLE because everything changed. This is a technical problem. If you I don't know how to say, if you see the code, you will know that.
I can explain. It's a technical point. The BitHub use the classical Bluetooth, which is like a serial protocol, uses sort of serial profile, and it's like a stream protocol. While Bluetooth Low Energy is a message protocol, they are very different from. They are basically different from a technical point of view, and that's it. As far as I can tell from the development of TopoDroid to support Bluetooth Distoxble, so far, at the moment, there's no new information transmitted from the device to the application. There are slightly changes. For instance, the old protocol used to send 2 packets for one shot. The new protocol, the Bluetooth Low Energy protocol, sends only all the data in one burst. So one shot is 1 packet. That means that there is less chance of missing a packet, and makes things easier for on the application point of view, because as a developer of TopoDroid, I don't have to keep track of the first part of the pair of packets, and this is especially important for the calibration, because previously calibration BitHub protocol send the G packet first and the M packet second, and there were chances that the first one were lost, so that there were quadruplets of data missing the first one, only with 3. With this new protocol, when both packets are transmitted at once, it's much simpler from the application point of view. Brevemente in italiano, c'è una differenza fondamentale a livello implementativo fra i 2 protocolli. Quello vecchio è un protocollo a connessione di stream, cioè di un canale sempre aperto, mentre il Bluetooth Low Energy è a messaggi ed è diverso. L'altra, una differenza è che, per esempio, con il nuovo protocollo non c'è più la necessità di mandare un dato diviso in 2 blocchi, in 2 pacchetti, come è fatto quel protocollo di Ebb, ma i 2 pacchetti possono essere mandati assieme su un unico messaggio, per cui c'è meno possibilità di perdere parte di un dato. Questo succedeva raramente, ma qualche volta succedeva con con il primo dato di una calibrazione. Adesso non c'è più questo problema. Any more question, Marina?
Sì, Arnaud Malard chiede anche, aspetta, che cosa accade riguardo ad altre app Cave come Sexy Topo o Cave con la Q.
Sì.
E immagina che si debbano aspettare anche gli aggiornamenti.
Yes, there was a question. It was asking what happened to the other Android apps like Sexy Topo or Cave, or also there is also Cave Service, another app that is currently being developed for Android. I expect that in a while, this app will follow up and then will support the new board as well, that as Topodroid did, because I probably will. I plan to make a doc. CY doesn't do that. That explains details how the protocol is done, or they can get it from just looking at the code of Topodroid, which is open, and guess from there how it is. Allora, in italiano chiedono cosa succede alle altre app come Sexy Topo, Cave o Cake Survey, e ho risposto io per Seaway, ho risposto che è molto probabile che se gli sviluppatori di queste app continuano a mantenerle, aggiorneranno la loro app alla nuova scheda, anche perché il codice di Topodroid è libero e quindi non possono vedere tranquillamente come è il protocollo. Any other question, Marina?
Sì, Francesco chiede se il Distoxble sarà fornito come board da installare in un Leica autonomamente.
Okay, Siwai, there is a question it ask, Francesco asked if you are going to provide to sell the board Distoxble as it Eb did, as a board that the one has to install into the X310. Siwai, can you could you hear me?
Yes,
the question was if the Distoxble is provided as a board, as Bit did for his Distox 2.
Big data? Sorry, I don't have. I can't hear clearly what the question.
I tell it again. Are you going to sell the board independently, so that the buyer can install it into his own device, X310?
Yes. There's a problem for shipping the battery in the beginning, but I'm trying to solve this problem. Maybe firstly, I will ship the boards independently and let the user to assemble it with a Leica.
Yeah.
But maybe in the future, I will find a logistic company that allows to me to ship assembled Distoxble or the battery. At that time, the users can choose to buy the board or buy an assembled device, or a board with a battery or boards without battery.
Okay. That's interesting. I will brevemente, per adesso si può spedire solo la scheda senza la batteria, però sta cercando una compagnia di logistica, una compagnia che fa le spedizioni, e spera di essere in grado di fornire le tre possibilità: solo la scheda con la batteria, oppure il dispositivo completamente già fatto, cioè con dentro anche il Disto X, il Disto 310 con dentro scheda e batteria. Any further question, Marina?
Sì, Arnaud chiede di nuovo due cose. Chiede se il nuovo protocollo Bluetooth è supportato dai cosiddetti vecchi smartphone o se occorre acquistare l'ultima generazione di iPhone per andare in grotta. E chiede ancora la domanda classica: come possiamo acquistare questo Disto X?
Okay, so to the first question I can answer myself. Bluetooth the Bluetooth Low Energy is basically supported by all recent Android since several years. I guess any Android that one has now, that is in use now, has a Bluetooth Low Energy. Or you can check the specification of your devices and see if it has Bluetooth Low Energy. Second, iOS, there is no app, as far as I know, for iOS that interface with Distox. What was the second question? How to buy it?
Yes.
Yes. And then this is for Seaway. Seaway, there is a guy asking how to buy it. And but the question should be, when can one buy it? How long we have to wait? When can we expect to have this board for sale? Because you told me that you made only a few prototype of them, right?
And now the board is under the final test. We must guarantee the board is, is stable and with
Yes,
good
I know the
quality.
hardware is
Yeah.
very stable. Hardware is very stable.
Yeah, must be very stable. Because if the boards ship to Europe or other countries and there's some problem occurs, it's a problem to ship it back, or it's a complex problem, it's a big problem. So we must guarantee everything works well with the board. Now the board is under the final test. Now I asked some friends, some cavers around me to test the board, to use the board, make a cave survey. And I guess if everything is okay, the board will be released soon. Yeah, it's
Okay.
under the final debug, final test now.
Ok, brevemente, Seaway è ben cosciente che prima di spedire la scheda in Europa o in qualche altra nazione deve essere molto stabile, perché è veramente inconveniente spedirla indietro e modificarla e rispedirla. Per cui deve essere convinto, deve aver verificato che la scheda è a un livello di sviluppo molto stabile. Dice che in questo momento la scheda è in fase di test finale, ne ha dati questi prototipi ad alcuni speleologi amici ed è in fase di test nel campo, cioè in grotta, nel rilievo. Per cui non ci sarà da aspettare molto per avere la scheda. Vedremo, non so, non saprei che dirvi, io penso questione di forse un mese, forse 2 al massimo. But the question was, what was the question, Marina, again?
Enrico chiede notizie sull'acquisto e l'installazione.
Ecco.
Poi cosa cambia dal lato utente e il prezzo della scheda.
Okay. What is the difference? Enrico asked something about how to buy and something about how to install it. And what was else? What else, Marina?
E poi cosa cambia dal lato utente e il prezzo della scheda.
What is the difference from the user point of view? We already asked that from the user point of view there is no difference. The new Distox with the board X-Blade works just like the X2. No, there is no difference right now. maybe there will be in the future, but not now. And of course, he wants to know the price. And this is the difficult question. Siwei, allora, then, what can you say to Enrico?
About price?
Yeah, about price. It's difficult to tell. It's difficult to tell. And there is also the problem of shipping.
Yeah, I guess it's not finally determined, but the price, I think the price will keep as the old, and plus shipping. The shipping is a problem, but the price only for the board will remains the same as the old.
If
And
possible.
in the future, and if in the future, the production amount increases, for example, a lot of people buy it, and I will produce more, my cost will lower, the cost will be lower, and the price will be lower too. If I only produced, for example, if I only produced 10 pieces, the cost will be very, very high. And if I produced several hundred pieces one time, and the price goes lower.
Yeah.
And also, I guess the manufacture cost in China is a little lower. If there's a production amount in the future, the price can be lower.
Ok. Dice che per adesso cerca di tenere il prezzo come la scheda di Ebe. Ci sono ovviamente, c'è ovviamente il problema della spedizione, che effettivamente è un costo addizionale per noi in Europa, perché dobbiamo pagare anche la spedizione. Per quello che riguarda il prezzo, dice che se si troverà a produrne tante nell'ordine di centinaia, può essere che il prezzo delle schede di per sé diminuisce, anche perché la produzione in Cina costa in grande quantità, costa meno. Ok.
Allora, un'altra domanda da parte di Nunzio: quale tipo di batterie occorre usare? Se è sempre necessario usare batterie magnetiche?
Ok. Seaway, Nunzio asked if one has to use magnetic batteries like in Abe, or is there any other choice for the battery? For instance, I never talked with you about this. Abe allow also to use conventional batteries. There was an option to change the kind of batteries in the board, in the firmware, and to plug in conventional batteries. What about your board? Does one have to use a magnetic battery, or can one have also the conventional batteries?
A non-magnetic battery must be used. This must be used for Distoxble. This is very important. I did a lot of experiment for my device. When I used the usual battery, such as alkaline battery,
yes,
it has a very strong impact on the magnetic sensor. In fact, if you use a magnetic battery, the device cannot be used. Thus, a non-magnetic battery must be used. There's another problem for the battery, because non-magnetic battery is hardly used. It's not very usual to use. I have queried a lot of factories producing batteries in China, and they told me I have to produce at least 5,000 pieces of batteries.
How many?
Yeah, very, very, very. I have to produce the many batteries once. They can produce for me. Thus, the best solution now is the only solution is to buy the PGEB NM 50, 30, 40 from the power stream. This is the best solution.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Allora,
I can't. Yeah, I can't design. I can't make an order to the factory because I have to order a lot of several thousand pieces. Yeah, I indeed have a plan to design a new battery, maybe with larger volume. With now the PGEB NM 50 30 40 has only 600 sorry, I don't know milliampere hours, but I indeed have the plan to design a bigger volume of battery with non-magnetic battery with bigger volume, but I have to make an order of too many. Yeah, it's impossible for me for that. That's the only solution is to buy batteries from the power stream. This is the best solution.
Ok, dici che per adesso l'unica soluzione è usare le batterie di power stream, quelle amagnetiche. Ha detto che ha fatto molti test con le batterie alcaline, ma non sono l'uso del Distox non è così affidabile, per cui diciamo che è praticamente necessario comprare la batteria magnetica dalla power stream. Vorrebbe sviluppare batterie, farle fare con maggiore capacità, però deve avere dei numeri, delle economie di scala, cioè farne fare tante, per cui non sa, vedremo come va a finire questo.
C'è
Marina?
un'altra domanda da parte di Enrico. Cosa cambia dal lato utente per l'installazione?
The question is, what is the difference for the user to install when he has to install the board? I can answer this one since I did it. Nothing. The installation is just like for a board, and actually the documentation, the procedure for the installation is just to take the document written by Abe. It's literally the same. You have to do the same operations, same action. You have to unsolder the Leica board, take it out, and plug the battery, solder the battery to the new board, put the new board in, and then solder it, and then connect the 4 cables, and that's it. I must add that Seaway ships the battery with 6 screws that perfectly fit the Distox. So you change all the screws and also the USB socket. Any question?
Sì, Arnaud chiede di nuovo, fa un'altra domanda. Chiede se c'è il modo di essere informati sulla disponibilità del Distoxble. Se si vai a un sito internet o un thread su Twitter che possiamo seguire e poi possiamo indicarglielo qui.
Okay, yes, sure. This is very important. Arnaud asked, how can one be informed when the board, the Distoxble board will be available? Do you have any website set up or any thread on a social platform?
Sì.
Seaway? Oi.
Do you mean if I have an online shop
Yes.
or other platform?
Yes, yeah, he's asking, he wants to know how can he be informed of the availability, when there will be available this new board? How do you plan to tell the people that the new board is ready for sale? They can place orders. So the question is, do you have a website where, like Abe has a website where one can see where to get it?
Yes, a website is important, but now I don't have a website yet because my time is limited. To develop this board, I spent 5 months' time, 6 months' time, day and night. Every day I spent many hours on it. Yes, I will. Yeah, maybe I will ask a bit him if he can put a sentence like Sui Tian has developed a new update on his website.
In fact,
to help more people.
I have myself. I have a question. When did you start developing this new board? Because you contacted me early June, but for sure you started before that. When did you start to pick up this project?
It's approximately April, May, end of April and early of May. Because I'm a caver and I did the cave survey. I know Disto X2 is out of production. Thus I contacted.
You were very quick to do this job since you started only in April and now it's beginning of October. So let's see, late April. So
I spent a lot
5
of
months.
hours on it.
I suppose so, because it's a lot of work to design the new board, to assemble it and develop it. It's a lot of work. Ok. Allora, per rispondere alla domanda, non ha ancora un sito web e probabilmente chiederà a Abe di mettere qualcosa sul suo sito, perché ormai la gente ha quel sito come riferimento per il Disto X, il sito paperless di Abe. E come ha fatto Landolf, che uno trova l'indirizzo di Landolf attraverso il sito di Abe, probabilmente farà qualcosa così anche lui. Poi vedremo se metterà un sito web o qualche altra soluzione. Comunque, per rispondere ad Arnold, l'informazione verrà dal sito di Abe. Ok. Poi gli ho chiesto quando ha cominciato, è una domanda che gli ho fatto io, e ha cominciato a fine aprile, per cui ha fatto molto in fretta a sviluppare la nuova scheda e ha lavorato tantissimo, l'ha detto lui, ha lavorato giorno e notte per questo, e immagino perché è un grande lavoro farlo, penso proprio di sì. Ok, Marina, what else?
Ok, niente, ok anche da Arno che si è arreso. Forse. Aspetta, vediamo se scrive qualcun altro. Aspetta lì. Sì, lo stesso, cioè chiede, Arnaud dice potrebbe essere il canale per essere informati, ma credo che ti dia una risposta a quello che tu hai detto.
Ok.
Fabio chiede, potete scrivere questi siti, grazie.
Quali siti?
Ma penso forse i riferimenti che hai dato tu di Ebe.
So che comincia se cerca paperless cave survey con Google, lo salta fuori come primo risultato. Sì.
Paperless? Ok. Ok.
CH perché è svizzero, ma è il primo risultato che viene fuori.
Ok.
E poi si vede che non ha letto le mie dispense perché io lo cito sempre quel sito. Anche tu.
Sì, tu cuoco.
Any other question?
No, per il momento no.
Okay, but so I see that we are almost done. Almost 1 hour of presentation. So if there is no other question, I thank again our speaker, Siwei Tian. Thank you especially for developing the new board, and so that the Distox can again be the tool of reference for a cave server. And so that's it. Thank you, Siwei, and we'll keep in touch. And of course, we have to continue the development of the protocol. Have a good night, because now it's very late for you. It's 2 o'clock in the morning in Beijing. And
Yes,
I suppose you must be very tired. Right. Okay.
Okay, now, yes, it's very nice for me to meet all of you tonight. Yeah, it's a little late, and there's no question. Would I yeah,
If you have
maybe
a
go
question
to
for us, now it's your turn. If you have any question, you can.
No, al momento no. Ah no, aspetta.
Oh, there is some more.
Quindi nessuna, Giorgio, a parte i saluti, Giorgio chiede se non c'è nessuna possibilità per un Pocket Topo compatibile.
Giorgio is asking if there is no chance to have Pocket Topo supporting the new board, and the question is this is not a question for Siwei Tian. It's a question for Beat-Abe, who's the developer of Pocket Topo. So Giorgio should ask it to Beat. Okay, so that's it.
Per il momento direi niente. Chiedono quell'indirizzo, ma glielo posso mettere.
Yeah,
È
okay.
paperlessbeb.ch.
Beh, no, c'è qualcosa forse in mezzo, adesso non mi ricordo.
Allora lasciamo stare, infatti.
Devi cercarlo con Google.
Sì, l'ho cercato, figurati.
Sì.
Ho visto un paperlessbeb.ch, però non so se sia lui.
Ah, Beat-Abe, yes.
Sì,
Abe è il nome di Beat-Abe. Allora è lui.
Bene, grazie.
Oh, Siwei, there are people thanking you for this, your presentation. And again, good night to everybody. Thank you for joining us, even the people that followed us on YouTube. And that's good night.
Okay. Nice to meet all of you tonight.
Our
if
pleasure.
You have other questions, you can write to me. You can
Okay.
write to me by email.
Can we give your mail address?
Yes, no problem. Sure.
Yeah, I will post the mail address. Maybe we should write it, Marina. You might write it on the chat of YouTube.
Sì.
What is the address?
You can also follow me on Facebook.
Yes. He has a Facebook page. If you search for Siwei Tian Beijing or caving, so caver, you get to his page on YouTube. And now
Abbiamo un'altra domanda.
The mail address, Marina, is tswcmpass@gmail.com, if you want to write it.
Ok. E c'è ancora una domanda di Stefano che chiede nuovamente se si può utilizzare una batteria esterna non amagnetica.
The question was already answered. The answer was no.
Ok.
There was another question. They ask again if one can use an external battery. But since you already answered that and you said that one must use a magnetic battery, I answered that for you.
This is very important.
It's
A non-magnetic battery must be used.
Ha ribadito, bisogna usare una batteria amagnetica, è molto importante. Ok.
Okay, then may I leave and
yes. Thank you again.
I have a little
thank
sleepy.
you. It was very kind of you. Thank you very much. Bye.
Okay.
Siwei.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Marina,
Bye.
you can terminate the broadcast on
Ok. Bye.
on YouTube. Bye to everyone.